nobody has ever been in any doubt about same old Tories and the nasty party. We've just seen an absolutely final ground. And again, the honourable gentleman at the back, I'm not surprised at his views neither. Bear in mind, he was the one who said that disabled people should work for less than the minimum wage. Well done.
Yeah.
On the issue at hand, Mr. Deputy Speaker, there's one in three of us. There's one in three of us.
Order. It's up to the Honourable General when he wishes to give way, but three people shouting all at once isn't a way to get anybody to give way. It is up to the Honourable Member who wishes to give way. In Everett.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. There's one of three of us suffer at cancer at any one time. And I'm really unfortunate. My parents and my wife's parents all died at a relatively young age.
Mr Deputy Speaker, is it in order for an honourable gentleman to make an accusation that 5 national newspapers actually made an apology for when they made the same accusation at the time? Is it in order for him to make that same accusation and then not give way to allow me to correct him in the way that those 5 newspapers at least had the courtesy to acknowledge they'd made a mistake?
Well, I would say it's not a point of order for the Chair. What I would say is that you've put the point on the record, and I think that's what you wish to do. Ian Lavery.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. As I said, one in three of us face. I'll start again, Mr. Deputy Speaker. One in three of us, sadly, come into contact with cancer throughout our lifetimes. It's a very, very difficult situation. I lost both my parents. My wife lost both her parents. And I understand from a personal point of view how it affects not only the people who are suffering, but of course the families themselves, the relatives and the friends. It's not just the disease itself, it's the mental stress, the physical stress, the traumatisation of people who suffer from diseases such as cancer, strokes and of course other types of disease. These people who are suffering from cancer, Mr. Deputy Speaker, are people who perhaps might not see 2 years. They might not have a vision of the next 2 years on this earth. Yet we see an amendment, we see a proposition from the government to cut benefits from these people at this time in their lives. I think it's absolutely dreadful in 2012 that we've got a government even considering such heinous acts against the most vulnerable. And I've got to say, and this will not be, I've got to say, Mr. Deputy Speaker, when I've seen the Right Honourable Member who was left the Right Honourable Member for Chingford and Woodford Green, when he's discussing the issues on the television and the media, he seems to relish the fact that benefits will be cut. He seems to protract a sort of contentment, a self-satisfaction, and almost arrogance beyond belief when stating quite clearly that benefits will be cut from the most. It's gut-wrenching to say the very least. What we as politicians, Mr. Deputy Speaker, across the board should be doing is looking to defend these people. These are the people whose voices are mostly unheard, and they depend on people like us, the people who elected them into position, and we should be looking to do that. The government must look at the fact that there should be the extension to the ESA for the 2 years. We must exempt those receiving cancer treatments from any time limit whatsoever. It's absolutely breathtaking, as I've already mentioned, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that benefits are being cut from people at this critical point in their life, and in fact some of them seeing the possibility of them not living much longer. It's incomprehensible, Mr. Speaker. We've got regional differences as well, and I will conclude on this. We've got regional differences regarding the availability of cancer treatments, for example, in the North East. It fares very poorly in that. We've also got the highest incidence of newly diagnosed cancers, and certainly not happy with the cutting of benefits in any way, shape or form to people suffering from cancers, from strokes and all these debilitating diseases. In conclusion, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I think we need to Give these people a break. Give them a chance. We need to give them some understanding. And you can nod your head all you wish. Yes.
Obviously, the honourable gentleman is not concerned with the facts at all. You know, cancer does not respect political boundaries. Do you not think, colleagues on this side, has suffered in the same way that you have done? Such a person, as you have described, would clearly be in the support group.
Follow the debate. You should know what you're voting for.
Order. We don't need the front bench to join us as well. And then we've got enough with the back benches. Ian Lavery.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. The sort of person I am is somebody who would not, in any event, agree to cuts to people on benefits who are suffering from debilitating diseases and life-threatening diseases. That's the type of person I am. If you want to vote for that, my apologies. If it's the intention of yourself to vote for that, you do that.
Order. We're going to go through the chair, and we cannot use you, and we know better now. Okay, Mr. Ian Lavery.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Yes.
I'm very grateful for the honourable gentleman giving way. Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the honourable gentleman just clarify with me in terms of